Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Heather from BrickHouseVintageDIY.com. Today we are going to be making over this super cute, very rustic little wash stand, but you could also use it as a nightstand, an end table, a plant stand, you name it, you could probably use it for that. It's just one of those perfect pieces. It's a good compact size, but right now it's in really rough shape. In fact, the top is cracked. The finish is peeling and chipping. It's missing pieces, like little chips have come out, and it's alligatored, and it's dirty, and it's looking rough. So when you have a piece like this, you can do one of two things. You can either fill in the cracks and the chips, sand down the finish, and get it looking like brand new again, or you can embrace the vintage charm, embrace that little bit of rustic roughness, and give it a really good vintage look. So it still looks old and it still has that charm, but in a good way. If you don't know what I mean, just keep watching because we're gonna make this piece look adorable. All right, guys, let's get going. The very first thing you're gonna wanna do on any project is to just take some mild soapy water or a TSP product if you have that, and just give your piece a nice cleaning. You want to wipe off any dirt and grime, dust, anything like that, and just make sure that you have a surface that's ready to go that you can paint without painting over dirt, basically. And make sure that you always flip your piece over and really check the bottom, because as you can see on this piece, it's covered in spider webs and spider nests and all kinds of gross stuff. So you want to clean that up because that's just nasty. All right, so here's where things start getting fun. We are going to mix up our Fusion milk paint. This is Mod Mustard. I didn't have very many color options right now, but I thought this would be a fun color for late summer and here going into fall. And it would go nicely with sunflowers and zinnias and all those beautiful flowers that are coming in right now. And I thought that would be a fun way to stage it. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna show you how to mix paint. Now, if you've been on our channel for a while, you've probably seen me use milk paint many times before. It's one of our very favorite paints, but just in case you haven't, let me show you how to mix it. Okay, so you're gonna want to start with some kind of a container. For me, I'm just gonna use a little throwaway plastic cup right now. I usually use either a glass jar or old yogurt containers. You can really use anything. This is just what I have at the moment. And then you can use a fork. I have this little tiny whisk that I got with my last paint order, so I'm going to use that. And then always start with warm water. It's going to make your paint mix so much better. And that's probably one of the best tips I can give you when you're using milk paint, is start with warm water. Here's what the paint looks like. It's basically just a powder. And you're going to take that and you're going to mix a 1-to-1 ratio with your water. Now, I just eyeball it, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can just use a little measuring cup, a scoop, whatever you've got. All right, so our paint is looking pretty good. It's good consistency, I like it. So we're gonna get painting. Now I'm gonna start with this piece upside down because it does have all of these little lips and edges under here, and I just wanna make sure I get everything really well without it dripping. So sometimes we put pieces up on blocks to paint, sometimes I just flip it upside down. First coat is completely dry and we don't have any chipping, but we do have some really cool alligatoring. So we're gonna keep painting and we should be good after this coat, I think. And at this point, Ethan was done with work and came out to help me, and he gave this piece a quick sanding for me with the palm sander. And then he used just a piece of sandpaper to get the edges. And as you can see, it has a nice crackle there, and that's going to really give it that authentic aged feel. So he's just kind of smoothing out the finish a little tiny bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and use Miss Mustard Seed furniture wax, and we're going to seal this in. If it was chipping, you wouldn't be able to use the wax. I mean, you could, but you might not thoroughly stop the chipping if you just use wax. So at that point, you can use a product called Tough Coat, and Fusion makes that, and it'll just seal it in nicely. But for us, it's not chipping, and I just really like the feel of the wax over the milk paint. And you can see how it's really darkening up and richening that color, and it gives it a really nice feel. You can either use a wax brush or a lint-free towel. We're just using shop towels here. You rub the wax in, and then you use a clean towel and you buff it back off. And lastly, we're going to add this vintage style glass knob that we got from D. Lawless Hardware. And the piece is pretty much done at this point. I like how this added a little bit of glam to the piece. Alright, so here's the before and the after side by side to remind you what it looked like. And here's the finished piece. It turned out exactly as I was hoping. It really does look authentically aged, and I feel like that's a look that you can only truly get with milk paint. Alright guys, well that does it for this makeover. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider hitting that thumbs up button down below. That really helps us out. And if you want to see some more furniture flips that we've done in the past, check out these videos right here.